distinguished guests, respected speakers, and valued attendees. Welcome to the 4th Urban Infra Business Summit and RailTrans Expo 2024. It's an honor to stand before you today and introduce a pioneering force in the realms of public relations, media, and advertising, the Urban Infra Group, founded in 2018 by the visionary duo, Mrs. Mamta Shah and Mr. Manoj Shah. Urban Infra Group has quickly established itself as a key player in the dynamic landscape of urban infrastructure communication. Based in the vibrant city of New Delhi, the capital of India, Urban Infra Group is dedicated to transforming communication in the railways, metros, transportation, and urban infrastructure sectors. Their mission is clear: to redefine urban communication dynamics through insightful narratives that propel these critical sectors into the future. At this summit, where we gathered to discuss innovation and collaboration, Urban Infra Group exemplifies the spirit of progress we all aspire to. The group specializes in a comprehensive range of services, including corporate PR strategies that enhance brand visibility, robust media relations that amplify innovative projects, and data-driven insights that spotlight urban initiatives. They also offer strategic consultancy to help clients navigate the complexities of the urban landscape, ensuring that every voice is heard and every story is told. What truly distinguishes Urban Infra Group is their unwavering commitment to a client-centric approach. Every strategy is crafted with the client's goal and values to its core, ensuring alignment and success. With expert leadership from their founders, they leverage a talented team of PR and media professionals who are dedicated to driving positive change through effective communication. Furthermore, Urban Infra Group is proud to publish two influential industry publications, the Urban Transport Infrastructure Bi-Monthly Journal and Metro Rail Today Monthly Magazine. These platforms not only showcase their commitment to the sector, but also play a vital role in shaping the ongoing discourse in urban infrastructure. To ensure the highest content, Urban Infra Group has assembled a distinguished advisory board featuring leaders from the industry and academic institutions. Their guidance reinforces Urban Infra Group's position as a trusted voice in urban transport communication. As we embark on this exciting summit, let us recognize the significant contributions of Urban Infra Group to our industry. Please join me in welcoming them, a beacon of innovation and excellence in urban infrastructure communication at the 4th Urban Infra Business Summit and Rail Transport Expo 2024. Can we have a big round of applause, please, everyone? With the auspicious start, it's an honor for me to introduce our chief guest. Among us, we have Professor Manoj Choudhary Sir, Vice Chancellor, Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya. I request Srimati Mamta Shah Ma'am, MD and CEO, Urban Infra Group, to present a token of gratitude to Professor Manoj Sir. I request Manoj Sir to please come on the stage. So, it's an honor for me to introduce our next chief guest, Shri Anil Kumar Khandelwal Sir, former member Infrastructure, Railway Board, Ministry of Railways, Government of India. I request Srimati Mamta Shah Ma'am to please present a token of gratitude to Shri Anil Sir. Can we have a big round of applause, everyone? It's an honor for me to introduce our next chief guest, Shri Jayakumar, IRTS,
Member Secretary and Special Officer in Chennai Urban Metropolitan Transport Authority. I request Mamta ma'am to please present a token of gratitude to sir. It is an honor for me to introduce our next chief guest, Shri Ajay Kumar Lal sir, former Principal, Financial Advisor and Chief Accounts Officer, Ministry of Railways, Government of India. I request sir to please grace us with his presence. Can we have a big round of applause, everyone? It's an honor for me to invite Shri Rajesh Agrawal sir, former member RS, Railway Board, Ministry of Railways, Government of India and senior member, Editorial Advisory Board, Urban Infra Group Publications, to please grace us with his presence. I request ma'am to please present sir a token of gratitude. Can we please have a big round of applause, everyone? It's an honor for me to introduce Shri Rajeev Kumar Jain sir, former Director General, Press Information Bureau, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Government of India. I request Mamta ma'am to please present a token of gratitude to sir. Can we please have a big round of applause, everyone? Thank you so much, everyone. We now move forward with the ceremonial lamp lighting. I invite our chief guests and other esteemed dignitaries to join us on stage for the symbolic ceremony marking the light of knowledge and progress. Please welcome them with a big round of applause. I request Dr. Surbhi Singh ma'am, Mr. Artem Batalov sir, Mrs. Mamta Shah ma'am to also join in the lighting of the lamp. I request Dr. Surbhi Singh ma'am, Mr. Artem Batalov sir, Mrs. Mamta Shah ma'am to also join in the lighting of the ceremonial lamp. I request Mr. Keshav Chandra sir to please join the ceremonial lighting of the lamp. Thank you so much, honorable dignitaries. It's an honor for me to introduce Mr. Artem Batalov sir, Head of Corporate and Financial Institutions Department, SBER Bank. I request Ms. Mamta ma'am to please present a token of gratitude to Mr. Artem sir. Can we please have a big round of applause, everyone? Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am. Moving forward, I invite everyone to please stand for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जन गण मन अधिनायक.
As we gather here today, it is with a heavy heart that we take a moment to remember and pay tribute to a huge giant of our times, Sir Ratan Naval Tata. India has recently lost a visionary leader whose influence extended far beyond the realm of business. Ratan Tata wasn't just a business leader. He embodied the very spirit of India. His life was a testament to integrity, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to the greater good. He redefined modern India's path, inspiring countless individuals and leaders with his remarkable vision and values. Legends like Ratan Tata never fade away. Their impact endures in the heart and minds of those they touched. As we move forward with the event today, let us carry forward his legacy of integrity, compassion, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Let us take a moment of silence to honor Sir Ratan Tata, a remarkable individual who has inspired us all. I request everyone to please take a moment of silence for Sir Ratan Tata. Thank you, everyone. To formally commence our program, I now invite Professor Dr. Richa Choudhary ma'am, Professor, University of Delhi and Senior Member, Editorial Advisory Board, Urban Infra Group Publications, to deliver the welcome address. Please give her a warm round of applause, everyone. Welcome, ma'am.
A very good morning to all of you. I respect all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. I am Dr. Richa Choudhary, Professor, University of Delhi, Senior Member of the Editorial Board. On behalf of the Urban Infra Group Publications, it is both an honor and privilege to welcome you to 4th Urban Infra Business Summit and RailTrans Expo 2024. Today we gather at the esteemed Hyatt Centric in Delhi to explore the exciting opportunities within the railways, transportations, constructions and urban infrastructure sectors. The theme of this edition is Viksit Bharat 2047, the constructive role of the railways, transportations and urban infrastructure sectors. We are privileged to have with us our distinguished guest, Chief Guest Professor Manoj Choudhary ji, Vice Chancellor of the Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya Vadodara, and our guest of honor, Shri Anil Kumar ji, former member, Infrastructure of the Railway Boards, Ministry of Railways. Your participation greatly enriches this event and we are deeply grateful for your presence. A special welcome to also extended to our esteemed keynote speakers, Mr. Jeyakumar ji, Mr. Ajay Kumar Lal ji, Mr. Rajesh ji, Mr. Rajeev Kumar Jain ji. Your insight and expertise will undoubtedly enhance our discussions and contribute to the success of this summit. I would also like to acknowledge the visionaries behind this remarkable event, Mrs. Mamta Shah, Managing Director and CEO of Urban Infra Groups, Mr. Vinod Shahji, Communication Director, and their dedicated team. Their unwavering commitment and meticulous planning have transformed this summit into the vital platform of the collaboration, innovation, and growth. To all our guest speakers, stakeholders, partners, and participants, your presence is a testament to the collaborative spirit and drives progress in the urban infrastructure sector. As we engage in panel discussions, presentations, and culminating an award ceremony, I encourage you to actively participate, share your perspectives, and forge meaningful connections. This year, we are excited to introduce a trade exhibition highlighting innovations in railway, transportations, urban infrastructure. I invite you to explore the exhibition stand and celebrate the innovators in our field. For a smooth and productive experience, please adhere to the guidelines provided in your event kits. These guidelines are designed to enhance your participation and foster conducive environment for networking and knowledge exchange. Thank you for being with us. We look forward to a day filled with fruitful discussions, valuable insight, and the recognition of the excellence during our award ceremony. Wishing you an enriching and memorable experience at Urban Infra Business Summit and RailTrans Expo 2024. Thank you so much, and once again welcome you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for those inspiring words. And now, we are honored to have with us a distinguished lineup of speakers who will share their perspectives on the role of urban infrastructure in shaping our Viksit Bharat 2047. To begin with, I would like to invite our guest of honor, Mr. Anil Kumar Khandelwal, sir, former member infrastructure of the Railway Board, Ministry of Railways, for his keynote address. Please join me in welcoming sir with a big round of applause.
Indian Railway, as all of us knows, it is a real lifeline for all of us. And any country's economy has to grow, then logistic arrangements have to grow. And railway is the most economical and environment friendly transport system. We move every day about 2 crore of passengers, 5 million tons of freight by moving around 20,000 trains connecting 8,000 stations. So it is really connecting people from across one end to the other end. I'll take you through the landscape of Indian Railways, what is Indian Railways, how it has come up, and what is present scenario, how we are working, and what is finally how we propose to take country to Viksit Bharat 2047. If we have to go to Viksit Bharat, then we definitely need Viksit Rail to have proper logistic arrangement and reduce logistic cost for the country and make our industry competitive. So all of your role will be very, very important to take the country to Viksit Bharat. Indian Railway, we started with 34 kilometers between Bombay Thane, 3 locomotives, Sahib, Sultan and Sindh pulled a train from, and then today from that 34 kilometer we have reached to about 69,000 route kilometers and more than 1 lakh track kilometers. We started from those 3 steam engines and today we are Vande Bharat. Although our market share that time it was 85%, has slowly now reduced to 27%, and road sector has increased. Why this has happened is because of chronic underinvestment. The railway was running at their own. We have to earn, invest and develop our railway. And slowly, after 2017, when the budget was merged, this problem resolved. Every year we were spending 30,000, 30,000 on infrastructure development. After merger of budget, the infrastructure development gained momentum, and today we are spending about more than 2.5 lakh crore, and country is spending about 11 lakh crore on infrastructure development. So we moved from 30,000-40,000 to 1,18,000, 180, 150, 240, and this year more than 2.6 lakh crore. So there is a lot of scope and now development. Our Indian railway were having, India, the network expansion is very low. Our network density, if you see, we are only 9 kilometers per lakh of our population. This is almost lowest among all developed countries. So present overview, if we see, I have already told you we run about 20,000 trains, 15,000 locomotives. We move about 2 crore passengers daily, 5 million ton cargo, wagons, coaches are there, wagons are about 4 lakh wagons we have. We are the fourth largest rail network after China, USA and Russia, but second highest passenger carrying railway. We move next to the Japan, and in fact we were first prior to COVID, and now slowly we are picking up. Fourth highest freight carrier and lowest among the big economy, our network density. As I told you, it is only 9 route kilometer per lakh of population, which is very, very less. We move almost 18% of world population every year. We move world population every year by train service. As I told you, we are already fifth economy of the world, and we are trying to become third economy. For economic development, the logistic arrangement development is very, very important. And railway is cheapest mode. It is almost half. We spend 1.6 rupees per track kilometer, ton kilometer by rail, whereas by road it is 3.6 rupees per ton kilometer. So, and it is environment friendly. Our carbon dioxide emission is only 11.5 gram per ton kilometer, against road 101 carbon dioxide emission per ton kilometer. So it is environment friendly as well as this economical for country's development. If we see global scenario, wherever market share, rail share in logistic market is higher, the logistic cost is low. If it is about 45% is the proper mix, whereas we are at 27%. So there is need to increase rail share in the market. Our logistic market presently about 6,000 million ton is going to grow about 9,000 million ton by 2030, and we want to make our market share 27% to 35%, so that logistic cost of the industry goods is reduced. If we see how the GDP depends on logistic arrangements development in a country, we were almost same in about 2000, where we were about 0.36 trillion economy, China, and we were about 0.3 trillion economy. Our route kilometer were same, but China has grown very fast, and their economy is now 18 trillion, and we are about 3.5, 3.6 trillion. So, because we could not keep the pace of infrastructure development for logistic arrangement. Now railway has made their vision how to go ahead further. So as our famous statement is there, we don't see railway only as a means to travel. We see it as the backbone for India's development. With this thinking in our mind, railway has made a vision for taking it ahead, enhance passenger experience, increase freight share, technology driven modernization, and of course everything with proper transparency. To go ahead and take our vision forward, lot of reforms were required. The main reform was after Gati Shakti was declared by Government of India. Indian Railway was first to start Gati Shakti Directorate in Railway Board. Earlier we were working in 7-8 departments in different groups and silos. The file used to go to 8 places for approving any project or sanctioning of any project. Now one Gati Shakti Directorate was formed, where all are sitting at one place on round the table, and then we decide and take decision faster. This has resulted in faster sanction of project and faster delivery. Earlier if we see prior to Gati Shakti, we were able to sanction 6-7 projects in a year. Now we are sanctioning about 70, 68, 72, 74 projects every year. And project delivery point of view, if we see, we were able to do about 2,900 kilometer every year, and now we have crossed 5,000 kilometer every year. So Indian Railway made their strategy that we should improve our whatever share we are taking, about 1,600 million ton, we have to take 3,000 million ton by 2030 to make it 35% market share, and then further increase it to 45% market share by 2047 in Viksit Bharat. So to do that, we have to provide infrastructure in line with demand. What we have done earlier, we were used to sanction one project. Whatever required from this to this connectivity, one project is sanctioned. Now we have switched over from project-based programming to program-based programming for connecting from production center to the consumption center, or mines to the powerhouses. So we came up with 3 economic corridor with about more than 400 projects costing about more than 11 lakh crore. These 3 vision and corridors are prepared, and now railway is working over this. These corridors will add more than 40,000 kilometer in next 6 to 7 years in our network, and then provide proper logistic arrangement, decongest the existing routes. We identified all our requirements and connectivity, increasing capacity, automatic signaling, yard remodeling, and then came up with these corridors. If we add 1,500 million ton extra in our existing, and by 2030, we will be able to save logistic cost by about 1.8 lakh crore per year. As I told you, there is difference in taking by road. If one train moves or 400 lorries move, it is equal. And then pollution created by 400 lorries or one train, this difference will be. Then similarly, we will have about 1.2 lakh crore saving on diesel consumption. After providing facilities for the freight movement, next comes the passenger facilities. So Indian Railways have come up with Amrit Bharat station scheme, where we are providing state-of-the-art stations. Already 5 stations have been developed, and Gomti Nagar, Ayodhya Dham, Rani Kamlapati, Gandhi Nagar, and Vishwavidyalaya. 149 under master planning, and works are in progress on 1175 stations. So if you see that this is the Gomti Nagar stations, Ayodhya Dham station, so the facility provided are state of art. Some of you might have already seen these stations and have a feeling that how Indian Railway is moving and what we are going to have in future. Gandhi Nagar, Vishwavidyalaya temple, then these stations we will be making a city center, create space for the movement and connecting both ends, then complete master planning, circulation area. So like that, Virasat bhi and Vikas bhi, all we are using the local heritage and architect in all station designs. This is Ghaziabad station, New Jalpaiguri. Like that, these are the Tirupati is near completion, Bijwasan also near completion, Safdarjung, you have already, some of you might have seen that it has come up and finishing works are in progress. Chandigarh is also near completion. So like that, works are progressing with different stages, and we will be in position to provide good infrastructure facilities to our passengers, having world-class experience when they enter in the station before entering to the train. After reaching station, our next destination will be, we should have a good train, world-class train. Already more than 100 services of Vande Bharat Express is going on, and we plan to provide 4,500 trains by 2047 in Viksit Bharat. This is state-of-art train developed and designed in India. Most of you might have traveled in this and had experience of the technology. This is Amrit Bharat Express. That was for chair car, air-conditioned train. This is for general public, non-reserved, second sleeper class. We plan to have 3-segment Vande Bharat Metro. Already one train service has been started. Vande Bharat chair car, more than 100 services are in use. And Vande Bharat sleeper, the trials are going to start very soon. Rake is ready. So, while providing passenger facilities and freight movement, the Indian Railway is going in big way to provide infrastructure. The present scenario is that earlier in 2014-15 we used to do 1500 to 2000 kilometer. Today we are doing more than 5000 kilometer, which is more than some of the countries' network like Austria, South Korea and so on. In last 10 years, we have added 31,000 kilometer of track, which is more than many countries like Italy, South Africa, Ukraine, Poland and so on. So rate of delivery has improved from 4 kilometer per day to more than 14 kilometer per day. And we are looking forward to further make it bigger so as to double our network by 2047 in Viksit Bharat. Electrification, you have already seen that we are 97% electrified. The electrification done in last 10 years is more than DB network. And we are expecting that this year we will become fully electrified network. The digital station EI works, earlier we used to do in hundreds, 100, 150 like that. Now we have already reached to 500 above, and then this year we plan to have more than 800. This will improve the safety and mobility in the section. Automatic block signaling, the level of deployment has increased more than 4 times. Rail renewals to improve safety, bridge rehabilitations, elimination of level crossings. Unmanned LCs have already been replaced, eliminated, and now we are on way to eliminate all manned level crossings. 17,000 are left over. Every year we are doing about 1,000, and we want to make this double with the help of industry. All of you are requested to participate in big way and help in the government for faster delivery of projects. To improve the infrastructure, further safety and reliability, that rail, use of rails, we are using long rail, less and less welds, so that the reliability improves. Kavach, all of you have heard much about Kavach. All over the world, ATP system like Kavach development has taken about 20 to 30 years. Whereas in Indian Railway or Indian engineers and industry, all of you, some of you from the industry have developed in 10 years. We started 2014 and 2024 specs are finalized, trial run are done, and commercial service have been started. Now more than 14 trains are running on Kavach, and slowly it will be implemented all across the country and all the train service. All these works have resulted in reduction in our improving our safety performance, but lot more to be done. All of you are hearing so many incidences, but there is a lot of works to be done. There is no complacency in this direction, and railway continuously striving hard to further improve it more and more. In addition to these infrastructure works, some green initiatives, we want to become green. For that also use of renewable energy के direction में हम लोग जा रहे हैं, and we hope that by 2030 we will be net zero railway. Hydrogen train we are also planning to start. In world over only 4 countries are having hydrogen trains, which are also 2 coach trains, 2 coach कहीं 1 coach like that. We will be having trial of 10 coach train by 1st January or sometime in that. It is already getting ready, and it will be very economical compared to whatever other countries have offered to the. This is fully indigenously developed by our engineers. Some of the mega infrastructure projects, high speed rail works are going on in big way, and we hope to have trial in 2027. These are some of the photographs. Some additional corridors are coming up for high speed bullet trains. Some semi high speed indigenous 250 kmph routes are also identified, and about 20,000 km we want to implement by 2047. Works are in various stages. India is having 945 km of metro services in 20 cities. We are the 3rd largest metro network, and further works are going on in 17 cities, and very soon we will be 2nd largest network in the country. DFC project is completed except 100 km, which will be completed shortly. Similar to DFC, we will decongest all the routes on golden quadrilaterals and diagonals. All these routes will be 4-lane routes. Works are sanctioned in many places and in going on at some of the places. But by 2030 or 28, we will have all these lines 4-line like DFC works already completed, to decongest existing lines and run more and more train. There is a long-awaited USBRL project for real connection to Kashmir Valley with Kanyakumari. This is likely to complete by December, and then we will really run from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. This have a world's highest bridge, Chenab, which is 35 meter above Eiffel Tower. Longest transportation tunnel, 12.75 kilometer. First Anji bridge, cable stayed rail bridge in India. And northeast connectivity also works are going on. 7 states already connected, and further works for 1 state work is in progress. So lot of works are going on and lot of scope is there. Pamban bridge is the first vertical lift span bridge. It is already completed and now trials are in progress. Rishikesh Karnaprayag is a Himalaya project where first time TBM is used in Himalaya for rail project. इससे पहले जहाँ भी TBM use हुआ, they were all failures. Here successfully it has been used and progress is very fast. Gati Shakti terminals, 86 terminals to bring the cargo at one place and load. This scheme is also going on in full speed. So these were some of the what all works Indian Railway is doing and planning further and going ahead direction. But there is lot of opportunity for industries in time to come to take India in Viksit Bharat. If we see for total network, we will be making it almost double. An investment of 11.5 lakh crore is awaiting for industry for faster delivery of these projects. Level crossing elimination, all manned level crossing to be eliminated. Investment of more than 4 lakh crore is waiting for industry to have faster delivery of projects. Automatic train protection Kavach, about 70,000 crores of investment. Works are in progress. Automatic signaling, 20,000 crores of investment. So a lot of works are there. Electrification is already completed and now we are going to 2 into 25. About 55,000 crores of investment in this. Station redevelopment works, more than 1,300 stations in progress. We plan to complete about 4,000 stations out of 8,000 by 2047, and investment of about 1 lakh crore will be there, and awaiting all of you to participate and take India to Viksit Bharat. elevated passenger corridors, world-class passenger coaches like Vande Bharat. All trains will be changed to train sets, and 72,000 coaches will be manufactured. These all are awaiting for industries. This all will be required because our number of passengers, we are thinking that it will become double. Now about 700 crore passengers, it will go to 1300 crore. Freight from 1600, it is likely to go to about 5,000 to 6,000 million tons. Hyperloop technology, India is well ahead in this technology. With IIT Chennai, works are in progress, and we are sure that India will be first to run this service. Net zero carbon emission by 2030, green hydrogen trains, more than 50 we are planning. First will run by December or January this year. Freight terminals, we are planning private freight terminals so that we can aggregate and provide logistic arrangement for movement of our goods. So friends, there is a lot of works in infrastructure works for development. I think this is the right time that we join and give Gati to these infrastructure development work and develop them in line with demand. जो फेमस सेइंग है ना कि देश को अगर गति भी चाहिए तो भी रेल से मिलेगी और प्रगति चाहिए तो भी रेल से मिलेगी. So this is the right time. I invite all of you to join hands and become part of the development and take country to third economy and Viksit Bharat 2047. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the valuable insights. I request the dignitaries to please take the front seats to have a comfortable view of the sessions. Thank you so much. Up next, we have our chief guest, Professor Manoj Choudhary, sir, Vice Chancellor of Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya, Ministry of Railways, to deliver his keynote address. Over to you, sir. Can we please have a big round of applause, everyone?
Good morning. Firstly, I want to thank Urban Infra for organizing this wonderful event with the RailTrans. And I'm very happy to be here, being able to interact with many of you, many friends across the industry. Today, if we look at our country, we are going through very rapid transformative changes. These rapid transformative changes are aspirations and dreams of 140 crore Indians. The people who belong to this country want to see this country developed, and as has been aptly put by our Honorable Prime Minister, through an approach that includes reform, perform, transform and inform. The whole of the government and whole of the sector approach towards the infrastructure development in the country, announced through the Gati Shakti plan, PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan, exactly 3 years back on 13th of October 2021, is leading a significant push to the entire infrastructure sector through coordinated planning and various government departments working in synergy. This plan itself, as we know, is the single biggest national master plan after our independence, of the size of approximately 1.2 trillion US, and all aspects of infrastructure have gained momentum. If we look at last 3 years, since the launch of PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan, more than 200 projects of approximately 15 lakh crore have been evaluated. For railways, the guest of honor, Sri Khandelwal ji, gave a very good description. Therefore, my job will only be to summarize what we have done in railways and what we are proceeding to do. In railways, our objectives are twin. Firstly, we want to ensure that passengers have travel experience that is available, accessible and affordable. At the same time, we want to ensure that railways become a primary mechanism for freight transport, which is sustainable and which is cost effective. And therefore, the twin objectives of railways are seeing significant progress. In last year, for example, we had 5,300 kilometers of new track length. We are going through major station redevelopment projects. We are beginning to introduce modern, comfortable trains. We are trying to ensure that through dedicated freight corridors, through the new economic corridors in energy, minerals and cement, We create the new economic corridors to prosper economic growth. Through Rail Sagar Pariyojana, we are trying to make sure that the connectivity to the port improves. Why? Because in transportation and logistics sector, whatever the target we keep, today we say that we want to bring down the logistics cost from currently 14% of GDP to 6% of GDP, and I'll talk about the economic impact of that. But important part in transportation and logistics is all wheels of the sector must move in unison. That means railways must operate well, highways should operate well, ports should operate well. Why? Because, for an example, if we produce something in India and if it were to be exported out of India, we have an efficient rail or a highway network to take it to the ports, but at port sector, if there are inefficiencies, then that inefficiency leads to some impact on the export competitiveness. On the other side, in Delhi, if we have a very good metro rail facility, but the first mile and last mile connectivity of the feeder buses, of the auto rickshaws is not so good, people perhaps might not be encouraged to take metro because there are impediments and obstacles in using end-to-end solution as you want to look in the transport. So whether it's transportation or logistics sector, an end-to-end approach is essential. Therefore, taking a cue from railways, given that we are now focusing on passenger traffic, we are focusing a lot more on the freight traffic by moving to 3,000 million tons and possibly more as we go ahead, increasing freight traffic portion for railways from 27% to 45%. Are some important parameters for rail. On the other hand, we look in highway sector. Today we are building national highways at the rate of 36 kilometers a day. We are already approximately 150,000 kilometers. And there is a rapid progress happening not only in national highways, but also in the state PWD roads, also in the village panchayat roads and so on. And therefore, India is tremendously improving its road network. If we look in the airport sector, in the last 10 years itself, from 74 airports, we have already moved to 157, and we are expected to go to 350 in years to come. We look at the number of passengers. Today we carry, Khandelwal ji mentioned about 7 billion passengers a year, right? In air connectivity also today we have 5 lakh passengers who travel every day. So air connectivity has also picked up in India very rapidly. Through UDAN scheme, regional connectivity has gotten boost. Entire aviation sector is seeing a rapid transformation. Right? If you look in the port sector, today we have 12 major ports. We already announced an investment of 76,200 crore rupees to build India's first biggest mega port in Vadodara port. That port will be very different from the existing ones in the sense that this will truly be a multimodal connectivity with a dedicated freight corridor, national highways next to it. And while India having a very large coastline, that port will be different because at that particular location we have a sea depth of around where larger ports, larger ships of it can come, because the sea depth there is 18 meters compared to most of the other places, ports where it is roughly around 12. That means larger ships can come and anchor at the coast rather than having to be placed in the midway in the sea and having to transport the items again. Another movement that is happening in port sector, as we know, is modernization of ports through various things, whether they be on the port operating management systems, more digitalization using IoT track and trace technologies, or leveraging more and more technology adoption. The technology adoption is happening across entire transportation sector. You can see it in Vande Bharat trains. These are technological marvels. You can see in the port sector. You can see everywhere. Therefore, 21st century India is marked not only by consumption and the number of consumers, but it is marked by a rapid development. What our Honorable Prime Minister mentions, India is today consists of 4D: development, demography of a very large young population, democracy and demand. And these four are actually spurring the entire investment into entire infrastructure sector. This year's budget itself is 11.11 lakh crore across sectors. If you look one more aspect to improve logistics efficiency in India, we roughly have a potential of 14,500 kilometers of waterways. there is lot of effort that we are putting because waterways is even cheaper compared to railways, much more environment friendly in terms of carrying freight traffic, right? As Anilji mentioned that railways is roughly 1/3 of the cost of the highways in terms of carrying freight traffic. Waterways is even cheaper. It is even more friendly to environment, and therefore lot more focus today is happening on waterways development. At this moment, 4,500 kilometers of navigable waterways are getting converted. Therefore, to summarize, infrastructure development alone across all sectors, whether be metro in 20 cities, 50,000 people working in metro to create new metro infrastructures, or at the railways with the rapid transformation, or the airport sector, or the highway sector, waterways, ports, everywhere we see tremendous growth. This growth is led by modern technology. We are already talking about how we will utilize modern technologies like artificial intelligence for doing optimized route planning, or doing predictive asset maintenance, or smart factory automation, and so on. We are already looking at how we will utilize IoTs to modernize our warehouses and terminal operations through track and trace technologies. We are already looking at robotics in handling many of the movements at the terminals. Right? Lot more work is also happening towards containerization and therefore improving the logistics efficiency in that aspect. We are already focusing a lot more on the sustainable development, India being the first country to commit to the net zero target. Railways is of course working towards the green hydrogen based train already, and there are in every aspect we are focusing more and more on sustainable fuel. Aviation sector is also very strongly focusing on that. In logistics efficiency, apart from having a big target, of course transportation cost is an important part of the logistics cost, but there are other costs also involved in how do we handle our inventory management, how do we do our terminal operations, how do we do our end-to-end logistics, and therefore unified logistics interface platform ULIP has been introduced not only for the public sector but also many private players are currently using it. This year, one important focus we also saw in this year's budget, and this is very important, that when we are making such a huge investments, right, who are the people who will do it? And therefore, if you see in this year's budget, approximately 1.5 lakh crore has been committed towards skill development for India and new employment generation for India. This is particularly important because as the technology is rapidly changes, we need manpower who is well versed with the modern technology. We need manpower who can be quickly retrained and upskilled to the latest technology trend. In that aspect, the role of Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya, which was created to complement PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan and National Logistics Policy. Logistics policy focuses on services using infrastructure. PM Gati Shakti Plan focuses on creating infrastructure through coordinated and synergy. And Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya focuses on creating superior human resources which can contribute to these plans. So Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya is created through an act of parliament, is working for the entire transportation and logistics sector. Today I am very happy to be here, particularly because of one more reason. This is an industry event. It is very rare to see a person from academia being a chief guest in an industry event. This is possible because of the unique approach our university has taken. Our university is absolutely focused on, our mission statement itself is industry-driven, innovation-led university. Our entire curriculum has been prepared by industry. Our entire curriculum is delivered by experts from industry. For example, we have several BTech programs in rail engineering, only university in India to offer such kind of programs, right? The curriculum is prepared by Ministry of Railways, curriculum inputs came from production units, curriculum inputs came from companies like L&T, Siemens, ABB, Alstom and so on. Therefore, a curriculum which is the need of the industry has been prepared and delivered. Several of the top railway officers serving or retired are currently teaching at our university. If we look at aviation side, our curriculum is prepared by companies like Airbus, HAL and so on. So we are currently preparing the curriculums based on the industry. One important aspect of our university which differentiates us from the 1100 universities, 23 IITs and 21 IIMs in India is our focus on executive education. Apart from a regular education, we have significant focus on upskilling and reskilling our current workforce. In the entire transportation and logistics sector today in India, Railways, of course, have 12 lakh employees, but total is approximately 2.2 crore people are working in the entire transportation and logistics sector across all sectors, railways, aviation, you consider everything, right? Ports and so on. How do we train and upskill these people? Therefore, a significant amount of our energy is spent in executive training. We have launched several programs, even academic programs, at MBA program in Metro Rail Management, only program in whole of India that we launched in cooperation with Delhi Metro Rail Corporation. An MBA program in Port and Shipping Logistics, launched with Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways. A PhD program where people from Bangalore Metro, from Bharat Petroleum, from Indian Army have already joined our program. An MBA program in Logistics and Supply Chain Management, which has found significant traction from the defense forces. So currently, Indian Army and Indian Air Force both have signed important MOUs with us, so that we can together look at the logistics use cases, not only train their officers in executive training, but also advance the cause of logistics in whole of India. Today, we have a big partnership with Siemens. We have a big partnership with Nokia, being one of the big telecom player. We have partnership with Placer, which is a big company in track maintenance. So across all these aspects, whether regular education programs, whether executive education programs. Today, we have a mandate to train all the officers of IRMS, Indian Railway Management Service. Today, we have a mandate to train serving officers. We have already created 15 hours of course material for PM Gati Shakti plan, and the tool usage across railways, across telecom, across ports, across renewable energy and so on, which we will use to train 50,000 civil services officers in India through Train the Trainers workshop. So our vision is not only in promising what we will do, we are actually, vision is as good as its implementation. We have put tremendous focus on strategic implementation of every single task that we have taken, and there we are absolutely in complete support of the Ministry of Railways, which is our funding ministry, which is our administrative ministry, with Honorable Railway Minister being our first Chancellor of the university. We have support from Ministry of Civil Aviation, big support from Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs for the metro sector, support from Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways for the port and shipping sector, support from Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship for building skills. Today we are looking at mentoring several of the skill sector councils in India, for example, Logistics Sector Skill Council or Aviation Sector Skill Council or Electronic Sector Skill Council and so on. Because semiconductors, today when India is talking about semiconductor manufacturing, transportation sector will consume significant amount of semiconductor. Today when Vande Bharat train is made, when we look at automatic door closer, there are large number of sensors that are working there. So today, even Vande Bharat, you will not be surprised if I can say that roughly 20 to 30% of the cost is semiconductor electronic cost in that. And therefore, with the rapid consumption of this kind of electronic cost, we have to have a semiconductor manufacturing ecosystem that is happening in India. It's tie up with the railways and transportation sector, so that we have local needs converted to local design, to local manufacturing, to local consumption, and thereby working in an ecosystem approach. The true spirit of Gati Shakti, that is to build synergies and work with the whole of the government and whole of the sector approach. I promise on the behalf of our university that the students that we are preparing are industry ready, industry employable, and perhaps the only university that is currently preparing people who are related to rail engineering, related to the transportation and logistics sector. I request the industry leaders to consider these students for placements and internships. I am very happy to say that even this year, our placement record was fantastic. Our MBA in logistics supply chain, we had 100% placement. Our BTech in civil engineering, except 3 students, everybody got placement. So therefore, industry is already beginning to see value in the kind of the programs that we have created, which are industry driven. I urge the industry leaders to please consider how we can closely work together to develop several new use cases, how do we do new technology prototype development, and therefore together transform the entire transportation sector in India. Once again, I want to thank the organizations for inviting me here, and I believe that together we can create a transformative journey to the Viksit Bharat through the participation by one and all, and I believe that that is the only route that is currently there with us. In the end, I would like to mention one quote of Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore, which I very much like, that you cannot cross the sea. You cannot cross the sea by merely looking at and staring at water. There might be hundreds of challenges, but we have to take actions, and when we act, the things get solved. So once again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for such valuable insights. Up next, we have a keynote address by Shri Jeyakumar, sir, IRTS, Member Secretary and Special Officer in CUMTA. May we have a big round of applause for sir?
Respected senior officials from the railway fraternity, other distinguished guests, and my dear friends. Very good morning to you all. I have a very wider experience in rail core freight logistics, and I served in ports also. 4 ports I worked as a chairman and deputy chairman. So I don't want to dwell upon the bulk logistics or overall the logistics. So I will confine myself to urban transport. Now I am presently in urban transport. So now the modern world, now the bigger challenge is urban planning and management. Because in India, many of the states, the urbanization has crossed 40% and it's growing also leaps and bounds. It may cross more than 55 to 60% in the next decade. So for every administrator, urban planning and management is a key issue. Because you might have seen while we coming to this venue also, traffic congestion, related issues, everyday part of the life in urban India. And when we look at urban planning, so there are 2 elements in urban planning. Land use planning, second is a transport planning. So both are the integral parts, 2 sides of the same coin. So land use plan means which area industrial use or institutional use or residential use. So this is a land use plan, but it should be peppered with transport plan. Yeah, effective transport plan. Then only there will be a wholesome urban planning. So in every city there are development authorities like DDA, or in Mumbai MMRDA, in Chennai also Chennai Metropolitan Development Authorities are there. They plan land use plan, also they will do the transportation plan to some extent. So in Chennai there is an exclusive unified transport authority created, so that this authority works under the leadership of Honorable Chief Minister and coordinate all the departments in the transport planning. So we coordinate the organizations involved in urban transport, organizations involved in urban infra, like municipal bodies, corporations, highways, NHA, railway, as well as traffic police. So this authority is one of its kind in India. It is backed by an act. It has been activated recently with the inputs from World Bank and other international organizations also. We are growing slowly step by step. And mainly the CUMTA, now what we are doing is urban planning, coordinating, and a transportation master plan, logistics plan for the city, and other more initiatives we are taking in the city landscape. And CUMTA presently we are the non-operating authority. There is a difference between operating authority and non-operating authority. If you see the operating authorities like London, Transport for London, so they run all the metro, tubes, buses, they own a road network, they control traffic signals. So everything under one roof, that is the synergy in London, so they will plan the urban transport very seamlessly. In Indian condition, there are very different departments, highways will be there, local bodies will be there, traffic police, railway will be, national railway will be running suburban services, buses will be run by private and government also. So now we started as a coordinating body, slowly it will grow as a integrating body in future. So this is the order of the day. Over the years we have to grow like a integrating body in urban transport landscape. So the key suggestions I wanted to make, because the railway officials are there and Gati Shakti University is there. The main thing is we are talking about multimodal integration. So we are also involved in the multimodal integration. We coordinate with the metro as well as the railway. So we talk about physical integration in many of the stations. The metro is terminating outside the railway premises. People walk and then go to the metro. So what we recommend, the metro subway has to go and terminate inside the concourse of the railway. So there is a policy issue involved. Railway land policy says there is some lease charges. So this can be looked into. Wherever the multimodal integration is there, can we have a relook at it? So that people will get transfer from one mode to another mode seamlessly. So if you have in a Hong Kong and all, if you see, the metro system will run through the malls, they will have a seamless connectivity. So this system has to happen in India. So slowly things are changing at the local level. So at the policy level also we have highlighted. So this is one way of looking at it. Then ticket integration, we are planning to do a multimodal ticketing across all the modes. With a single ticketing we can travel rail, metro, bus and cab aggregators. Like that we are working on that. Similarly, many more initiatives we are taking. So a few suggestions like multimodal intervention. Then one suggestion I wanted to make also, we are running electric air-conditioned suburban trains. So why not you run mixed suburban trains, electric coaches, air-conditioned coaches and non-air-conditioned coaches. So because if you run exclusive air-conditioned trains, you will run only every half an hour or every 1 hour one train. But if you make it a mixed rake, every train will have a air condition. So I am a metro traveler. From the metro I will switch over to rail, board into the AC compartment, I will travel. So this is also one of the suggestions we have given to Railway Board. Railway Board is also examining it. So this is a food for thought for you. So I don't want to take much of your time, because if you want to know about CUMTA and our activities, you can tag into kumta.tn.gov.in. And I thank the organizers, Urban Infra, best wishes for the successful completion of this Rail and Transit Expo. And I thank once again the organizers for giving the opportunity. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir, for such valuable insights. Up next, we have a keynote address by Shri Ajay Lal, sir, former Principal Financial Advisor and Chief Accounts Officer, Ministry of Railways and Government of India. I welcome sir to this stage. Can we please have a big round of applause for sir, everyone?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, my friends from press and media, respected organizers, distinguished guests, and investors and esteemed experts. It's indeed an honor to be here at RailTrans Expo 2024. I would like to start by congratulating the organizers for creating a platform that's truly the need of the hour, bringing together investors, policymakers, and industry leaders to explore and discuss business opportunities within the railways and infrastructure sectors in India. In my opinion, RailTrans Expo 2024 is just not an event. It's a step towards shaping the future of transportation in our country. As you know, that the Indian Railway is among the largest railway network in the world, as my previous speakers have already spoken on this subject. But I would like to compare with the international railways. So this network stretching over 68,000 kilometers, that is fourth in the world after USA, China, and Russia, is more than 7,000 stations, and carrying approximately, sir, now in October, figure has come, it's 8 billion passengers, which is equivalent to the 8 billion world's population, human population. Just imagine. And 8.1 billion and over billion tons of freight annually. Thus, Indian Railways carrying 2.3 passengers per day. 2.3 crore passengers per day, which can be compared with the population of 5 countries. Your Australia, approximately 26 million, Sri Lanka, approximately 22 million, Taiwan, approximately 23 million, Romania, approximately 19 million, Niger, approximately 25 million. And in the area of traffic, freight traffic, Indian Railways moves approximately 3 million tons of freight per day. To put this perspective, here is how this compared to national freight movement in other countries. United Kingdom, the entire rail freight sector in the UK transports around 1.3 million tons per week, which is less than half of what Indian Railways moves in a single day. In Japan, Japan Railways freight transport approximately 20 million tons of freight per year. Indian Railways handles more than that in about a week. European Union, the total rail freight transported across the European Union, combination of 27 countries, is around 1.7 billion tons annually. This averages out to 4.6 million tons per day across the entire EU, which is not far from Indian Railways daily movement alone. And in Russia, Russia figure says, which has one of the largest rail network globally, moves around 1.3 billion tons annually, roughly 3.5 million tons per day, just slightly above India's daily rate freight. Indian Railways freight capacity is just substantial on a global scale, handling nearly as much daily freight as the combined network of several advanced economies. This highlights the critical role of Indian Railways in supporting India's supply chains and economic infrastructure. Indian Railway is a unique organization with dual role as a massive public service provider and as an economic bone of the nation. Given its scale, the railway offers a substantial investment potential across various areas, from infrastructure expansion to advanced technology integration. To meet the demand-supply gap and investment potential, with the rapidly urbanizing population and growing economy, there is a significant demand-supply gap in our transportation infrastructure. India's urban population is projected to reach 600 million by 2030, which will intensify the need for robust, efficient, and sustainable rail and urban transport systems. To bridge this gap, Indian Railway is open to exploring investments, public-private partnerships, and collaboration across multiple fronts, including operations, safety, and technology. Based on my more than 30 years of experience in Indian Railways working as a different capacities and organizations, I see that there are two investment opportunities in current scenario. One is short-term investment opportunity. In short term, there are several opportunities for quick and impactful investments. The modernization of railway station is one such area, transforming station into multifunctional hubs, as my earlier speakers have already given a presentation. Investment in last mile connectivity solutions such as ropeways and electric buses can also offer immediate value by easing congestion around urban railway stations. Another lucrative short-term opportunity lies in safety technology, collision advices system, ACD, automated warning system, and advanced signaling management. These investments ensure that as we expand, we do so responsibly, maintaining the highest standards of safety for our passengers. In long-term investment opportunities promise transformative changes. High-speed rail corridors and dedicated freight corridor Corporation of India, where I was the first general manager, are among the flagship projects under the development. These initiatives offer investment opportunity in areas such like track laying, signaling system, and Additionally, Indian Railway is actively exploring electrification and green technology to make our operations more sustainable and energy efficient, opening avenues for investors in green energy and advanced electrification technology. We also know that Indian Railway is very rich, resource-based. Our system is exceptionally resource-rich, not only in terms of land, but also through a skilled workforce as a vast freight network and high passenger density, which together offer ample opportunity for revenue generation, asset monetization, including leasing of railways land and assets is another area ripe for private participation with potential for substantial returns on investment. In current scenario, there is emerging business technology advancement from IoT, predictive maintenance to AI-driven operational analytics. Indian Railway is embracing technology to drive efficiency and reduce cost. The integration of digital tools, data analytics, and automation presents an opportunity for tech companies and startups to partner with us and create innovative solutions that benefit millions. In conclusion, I would like to say that Indian Railway is not just looking for financial investors, but partners in progress who shares a vision of a modern, efficient, and sustainable railway ecosystem. The opportunities are vast, projects impactful, and the potential for innovation unparalleled. Let's work together to ensure that the Indian Railways and transportation system continue to move millions, connect cities, villages, and support our growing economy. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for such insightful words. And now request Mr. Manoj Shah, sir, Communication Director, Urban Infra Group, to please present a token of gratitude and a memento to Shri Anil Kumar Khandelwal, sir. I request Anil, sir, to please grace us with his presence on the dais. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Up next, we have a keynote address by Shri Rajeev Kumar Jain, sir, former Director General, Press Information Bureau, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Government of India. May we have a big round of applause for sir, everyone?
Thank you. Yeah, of course, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. It's my indeed a privilege to be here. And one disadvantage of speaking a bit late is most of the points are already covered in the various presentations by Shri Khandelwal ji, Chairman sir. And but the advantage is to convert these things into opportunities. So I'll fast forward my speaking notes and only hammer those points which I think are relevant and appropriate at this forum, which can have some impact and also leave some food for thought. So, so para 1, 2, 3, 4 all are gone, no repetition for anybody here. And I'll basically speak on, I had a chance to work for Railways Ministry as a spokesman. I was spokesman for Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs for about 7 years and Civil Aviation. So, and I have been also engaged in various national level press tours to all the projects in the country. So having a first-hand experience of how much work has been done in the railways in all the zones and also the sectors in the civil aviation and also housing, the metro networks. So it's a first-hand on-the-ground experiences which I have with me to carry forward in my notes. Now, one of the points which I very proudly mention here is that India is building its first ever bullet train that will run between Mumbai and Ahmedabad. A lot of work has been done and railways have done an excellent job, the PSUs, to fast track the challenges, solve them on ground and move forward in that direction. We have technology transfer from Japan, the Make in India initiative of the government, the travel time to be reduced, then NHSRCL responsible for overseeing the project, consortium led by Japan International Consultants, Nippon, Koi, India and Oriental Consultants are the main general consultants. Then the project management consultancy is with consortium of Tata Consulting Engineers, RV Associates and Pedico. Now, the unprecedented transport infrastructure development and modernization taking place in India is an important key to realizing the PM's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Now what happens, there are some red flags in this. As we say, the reality of Atmanirbhar vision in transport infrastructure development is not entirely very rosy. Most of the consultancy space is dominated by a few European countries, European companies. Now these companies are preferred, there are various things I have gone through in the sector are, they are preferred over Indian companies under the assumption of transfer of technology and expertise that they will bring to country. Now this is not happening actually, as the ground level situation is the people who actually work in this sector on the site are all Indians. So some of these foreign companies who are preferred in Atmanirbhar scheme is not in sync with our thought process. We have to make sure that Indian companies get the benefit. Indian companies, we employ local expertise, our retired personnel, we send manpower across all over the world. So the stipulation that foreign companies are only preferred to our projects is not exactly palatable to me. So the government, that's why the government must make efforts to promote more and more Indian companies in the infra sector, consultancy sector, to fully realize the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. More so, we are already promoting the manufacturing of train coaches in the country. I have been to the RCF in Chennai, the rail coach factory, when the train started. Beautiful coaches, extraordinary workplace, the environment, it's all happening in the country. So why not promote more Atmanirbharta initiatives? One of the ways to do this is to make it compulsory for all foreign companies bidding for our infra consultancy projects in India to establish a JV in the country. Now some of these countries like Saudi Arabia and many other countries in Europe, they make it a point to have a local association. Now if we have to realize our dream of making Indian companies global, now PLI scheme is an advantage. In PLI, government gives you incentive in 17 sectors to make Indian companies strong, give you support not as a loan, but not as a grant, but as a loan to make you come up to those levels, increase your capacity, increase production, and make you global. So in the same manner, we have to encourage our companies to go global and become strong in the sector. The high-speed railway is a classic example of awarding the consultancy contract to all Indian companies. The project being highly technical and complex in nature and built for the first time in the country, the government has relied on all the Indian companies like Tata Consultancy, Consulting Engineers, RV Associates, and Petco. So the job of managing project consultancy, this makes a compelling case for the government to do so in the other infra consultancy works also. Same is the case in O&M also. In the O&M sector, like in Chennai Metro, I heard, some of these companies are being preferred, the foreign companies are being preferred. I would like, why not we promote Indian companies where Indian metros are in the recent stage. We started very late. We started early 2000, I think 2001-2. So these Indian companies have come up in the past 24 years. It's a great advantage, great support. So we have to make sure that we promote Indian companies and at the same time also ensure we give them grants, and technology transfer is a must when we engage foreign companies. Last point I want to make is, sir, I already mentioned that the last mile connectivity in metros. Metros are still struggling. In Jaipur Metro, I have gone a couple of times. In other metros also, unless we are able to provide last mile connectivity, the same comfortable journey, I don't travel by metro because I find after I get down at the last metro point, there's nothing to look forward to. So we have to make it comfortable, integrated, seamless, a compact transportation network if it is required for. That's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful words. Now, I would like to request Mr. Manoj Shah, sir, to present a memento to Shri Rajeev Kumar Jain, sir. I request sir to please grace us with his presence. Can we please have a big round of applause, everyone? Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Up next, we have a presentation by Mr. Artem Batulov, sir, Head of Corporate and Financial Institutions Department, SBER Bank. The theme will be payments with Russian companies. I request Sir to please grace us with his presence. Can we please have a big round of applause, everyone?
So I present here Sberbank. It's the biggest Russian bank, and today I want to tell you some facts about our bank, our presence in India, and how we can help to Indian business to work with Russia. So we operate in India from 2010, more than 13 years. We have a license as an Indian bank here, and we are in the list of A1 first category Indian bank, AD banks. So that's why we can provide all the services for Indian corporates here in India, which connected with business in Russia. So our main focus here is bilateral trade between two countries, and we of course provide settlements for Indian exporters and importers, and also trade finance and other products. In our strategy here, we operate as a Sherpa for Russian companies who want to start something here, and for Indian companies on Russian land. So that's why we work here more than 13 years, and this time we have a lot of expertise. We help a lot of joint ventures and supported a lot of projects between companies of both countries. Here on the slide you can see the products which we can provide for Indian exporters and importers. So here with me my team, and if anyone has some questions, we will be happy to help you and provide bank services for business with Russia. Also, I want to share with you some facts we developed here, and we opened our IT hub in Bangalore. Plus we have our branch in Delhi and Mumbai, and we believe like great opportunities for business of both countries. Also, we provide educational services and program of doing business with India for Russian companies. Here on the slide you can see all that fields where we can help Indian companies who want to start their business in Russia. It's not only banking, we also can help with other directions, searching for investors. Also we organize a lot of business conference, and we are happy to invite you there to present your products and your companies for Russian clients. Also, I want to share with you like our unique service. We create our business development team. It's a department here in India who helps Russian companies to find Indian suppliers. It works like we get some requests, and we try to find that Indian companies who can produce it and deliver to Russia. So here you can see mail ID where you can share your requests, and we can cooperate and try to connect you with the Russian companies. So that's all from my slides. As I have said, we're here with my team, and in the break, after all presentations, we will be happy to answer all your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful words. I would like to request Ms. Mamta ma'am to please present a token of gratitude and a memento to Mr. Artem sir. I request sir to please grace us with his presence. Can we have a big round of applause, everyone? Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am. Up next, we have a keynote address by Sri Rajesh Agrawal, sir, former member RS Railway Board, Ministry of Railways, Government of India, and senior member Editorial Advisory Board, Urban Infra Group Publications. I request sir to please grace us with his presence. Can we have a big round of applause, everyone?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you very much, organizers, for having me here. I was the member of the Railway Board from 2018, and I've had the privilege of being connected with Mr. Vinod Shah and Ms. Mumta Shah from 2018 when they launched this impressive initiative for urban infra, and I'm really glad to be here today. I'm going to be speaking on something different. I think my predecessors have already covered a huge opportunity that exists in the Ministry of Railways. We have to gain from the massive capital investment in railways for rolling stock, electrification, track, signaling, whatever. There's a huge opportunity, and my predecessors have already covered it. So I have a proposal, very briefly. So what do? Now, as you are all aware, that urban infra is taking huge initiatives for the industry, for you, and to help you carry forward, your great potential for developing India's economy and your own business. We have to take it now to the next level. The world over, we have, like in Australia, you will have the Australian Rail Association, the ARA. In the UK, you have the RIA, the Rail International Association. The European Union has the ERA, the European Rail Association. Africa has a rail association called the ARIA. India does not have really a rail association at the national level. So we want to take forward the initiatives of urban infra, aggregate everything and take it to the next level, calling it the Professional Rail Industries Association. And this will be modeled on the lines of how it is internationally. So basically what we feel is that the industry, it's a huge conglomeration of MSMEs. The Indian industry is not exactly the very big players, it's not exactly the multinationals. It's the thousands and thousands of MSMEs who are basically at the level of something like $1 to $10 million, not even $100 million. So these are the small players, there are thousands of them. And they have got tremendous potential. We want to join their hands and to bridge the divide because the government has huge capex and we want to bring the two together, take it to the next level. So we act as a bridge. Now we would like you to join us and we'd like you to learn and grow to act today for a better tomorrow. And in the process, if we want to take India to be the third largest economy, in case we want India to go to the next level, in case we want India to be better than what it is in the rest of the world, we will develop your quality, your expertise, your reliability, your brand and your solutions. Because it has to be very precise, it has to be very perfect, and that's how you can really beat China in the game. So the story is that to succeed, we must believe that we can. And how do we take it forward? See, together let us be part of the $200 billion industry worldwide. The Unife in InnoTrans, which I attended recently, I found that they presented a report saying that it is a $200 billion rail industry. And in this $200 billion rail industry, they almost overlooked India completely. I asked them the question that where is India? So they said, no, India, they were talking of China, they're not talking of India. And India, mind you, has a $30 billion capital investment, capex. So it's huge. And what is required, as I discussed with, a multitude of people from India, we had huge participation. Now, there are a whole lot of entrepreneurs, a whole lot of MSMEs, they're coming there. They do not know what they should be doing, how to go forward, who to go to, and how do we mentor it. Many other trade delegations, many other industries, many other countries, they had their mentoring representatives who were guiding them all the time. But our guys were mostly on their own. So we need that international level association to bring the professionals to that level where we can take them forward and bring India to be the third largest economy. So we'll be taking care of the mentoring, networking, make the influence, access, opportunities, growth, etc. I'm sure you can go across it in details. Just to, highlight what is this $200 billion. They say that services contribute $77.1 billion, that's 38%. Rolling stock is $63 billion. India is nearly zero in that. China maybe 30 or 40 billion dollars. And mind you, look at infrastructure. Infrastructure, they say, is $38.1 billion. India is almost the same at $30 billion. So our infrastructure spend is almost like all of Europe put together. And finally, Kavach program is there. They've got $22 billion. We are spending far more than that on the Indian Kavach system. So we are ready to hold your hand, and we are ready to take you forward. And of course, we have all these initiatives that I discussed. As far as MSMEs are concerned, in very large organizations, especially we have the FICCI, we have the CII, we have the big industries are represented very well. The MSMEs, they feel left out. And I'm not sure how much voice the MSMEs carry. The MSMEs can get huge grants, and I'll just, run through. There are a huge number of programs. So in case we form a professional association, perhaps the MSMEs may make a token contribution, but they can expect to get far more back in return. For example, very briefly, we found that in case an MSME is eligible, he can get a stall and he can get his air ticket to the InnoTrans exhibition in Germany, completely free of charge, entirely sponsored by the Government of India. So, there is huge opportunity. And of course, for the large players, even things like PLI, etc., there is a huge opportunity. So finally, my time is up. I must conclude. Let's get together. Let's join hands. I have this proposal for you. Please come forward. Let's interact. Let's form our professional rail industry association immediately. And please be free to connect with me. The maxim here is that we learn the game and then we play it better than anybody else. You see, it said that one Indian is better than 10 Americans. The problem is that 10 Americans become better than 100 Indians. So we have to learn the game and then play it better than anybody else. And in fact, fortunately, Mr. Vivek Agrawal is also over here representing, he was telling me in InnoTrans that there were 17,000 people in Faridabad doing manufacturing. And 17,000 manufacturers in Faridabad are completely on their own. They do not know how to go to InnoTrans and how to present their products and how to participate in a $300 billion industry. It's huge insight, unlike other countries, And, our locomotive is chugging along. Let's now take it fast forward. Let's make it the Vande Bharat. Thank you very much. Let's learn the game and play it better than everybody else. Thank you, everybody, and thank you to Urban Infra. We are there to take your initiative to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful words.